thinks I am not a good mom who cannot discipline my child. My sister's 10 years older than me, and she's never let me forget it. When I got pregnant at 20, she made it crystal clear what she thought would happen. She told our entire family I'd end up single within a year, that my boyfriend would bail the second things got hard, and that I'd probably give up and dump the baby on our parents. Well, joke's on her. Not only did my boyfriend stay, but we got married. And now we have 3 kids, our 7-year-old son and 2 little girls. Meanwhile, she had her son just 2 months before mine, and from day one, she's been comparing us. Here's the thing though, we parent completely differently. My sister is what you'd call militant. She has rules for everything. No snacks after 3 p.m., no TV on weekdays. Homework must be done immediately after school, no exceptions. And if her son steps out of line even slightly, the punishments are harsh. Timeouts that last for hours, toys taken away for weeks, constant yelling. My husband and I take a different approach. We do gentle parenting, we talk to our kids, explain why things matter, and teach them how to behave through understanding, not fear. When our son acts up in public, we don't scream at him. We pull him aside, get down to his level, and have a conversation. My sister thinks this makes us weak. She's told me multiple times that I'm too soft and that my son will grow up to be a disrespectful brat because I don't discipline him properly. But here's what she won't acknowledge. Her son has become this angry, explosive little kid. He throws tantrums constantly. He hits other children. He screams at adults. Teachers have called her in for meetings about his behavior at school. And honestly, I think it's because he's living in a house where anger is the default emotion. His parents are always mad about something, always yelling, and he's soaking it all in like a sponge. Our parents have noticed it too. They've gently brought it up with my sister, saying her son seems really unhappy, and maybe she should try a different approach. But she refuses to hear it. Instead, she insists that my son is actually the problem child, despite the fact that our parents have flat out told her that's not true. She's completely in denial. This all came to a head last Saturday. Our parents had both boys over for the afternoon while my sister and I ran errands. When we both arrived to pick them up at the same time, our neighbor Mrs. Chen from next door to our parents' house walked over. Mrs. Chen had her 5-year-old granddaughter visiting. She smiled at me and then turned to my sister with this concerned look. I have to say something, Mrs. Chen started. I've been watching the boys play with my granddaughter all afternoon through the window. My sister immediately tensed up, and I could feel the defensiveness radiating off her. Mrs. Chen continued, looking directly at my sister. Your son is very troublesome. He hit my granddaughter 3 separate times today. Once when she had a toy he wanted, once when she accidentally bumped into him, and once for seemingly no reason at all. She's been crying. My sister's face started turning red, but Mrs. Chen wasn't done. She turned to me and her whole expression softened. But this one, she said, gesturing to my son, he's such a sweetheart. Every single time your nephew hit my granddaughter, your son helped her up. He shared his toys with her. He even gave her a hug when she was crying. You're raising a very kind boy. The silence that followed was deafening. My sister's face went from red to purple. She grabbed her son by the arm, didn't say goodbye to anyone, and marched straight to her car. I could see her son crying as she buckled him in, probably getting yelled at for embarrassing her. I thanked Mrs. Chen, collected my son, and headed home. I figured my sister just needed time to cool off. But that night, around 10 p.m., I got a text from her, and it was vicious. You're a horrible parent and an even worse sister. You probably set that whole thing up with your neighbor to humiliate me. Your permissive parenting is a joke, and one day your son will turn into a disaster. You have no right to let people talk trash about my child when you can't even properly discipline your own. I stared at that text for a good 5 minutes. Then I wrote back, I didn't set up anything. Mrs. Chen said what she saw, and maybe if you spent less time predicting my failure and more time examining why your son is so angry, you'd realize he doesn't need harsher punishment. He needs parents who aren't constantly furious. Your son is acting out because he's learned that anger is how you solve problems. My permissive parenting has resulted in a kid who helps others. Your discipline has resulted in a kid who hurts them. Maybe it's time to look in the mirror. She responded with, don't ever contact me again. And she hasn't spoken to me since. Blocked my number, blocked me on social media, the whole thing. Our parents are devastated. They keep trying to mediate, but she refuses. She's even told them they have to choose between having a relationship with her or with me. The wildest part? Last week, our mom told me that my nephew's school called another meeting. Apparently, he's been getting worse, not better. But my sister is doubling down, convinced that everyone else is the problem. Meanwhile, my son asked me yesterday why his cousin doesn't come over anymore. I told him sometimes adults disagree and need space. He said, I miss him. He's mean sometimes, but I think he's just sad. Out of the mouths of 7-year-olds, right?